Chapter 7. What did I do? Upon seeing at the other party seethe with rage, Zhang Zan is speechless.
Isn't this misunderstanding getting a little out of hand?
However, he can understand that it is natural for others to think that way. After all, without guiding her cultivation, he was able to make their young mistress willingly acknowledge him as her master, and she even blushed upon bringing up the subject. What's more, the record crystal had been shattered. That's obvious, an act of evidence destroying. All of these show that there's something amiss with the situation. Zhang Zan is immediately labeled as a weird uncle, a sex maniac, a shameless teacher, and other similar titles. Uncle Yao, what are you thinking? If you are going to continue behaving like this, I will never bother with you again. Looking at the furious Yao Han and hearing his words, how can she not know what is going through his mind? Her face immediately darkens as she exclaims. After all, she is a young lady. This kind of rumors would ruin her reputation. Young mistress. Interrupted by Zhao Ya, Yao Han could only withdraw his aura.
All right, follow me to collect my bedding.
Don't hold me up here, I still have lessons tomorrow. Zhao Ya harumphs and walks out of the room.
She is unwilling to talk about her illness.
If she were to reveal it to him, he would definitely pressure her to talk about it. Under this kind of situation, how could she possibly talk about it? Thus, unable to come up any other excuses, she could only claim to have willingly acknowledged Zhang Zan as her teacher. HMPH. After seeing the young mistress turning around to leave the room, Yao Han glances at Zhang Zan coldly with a glint in his eye, seeming to be contemplating over something. Then, with a fling of his arm, he turns around and walks out. At this moment, the intention to kill that young man lingers in his mind. If they weren't in the academy and the young mistress didn't stop him, he would have long made his move. Who did I offend this time?
Looking at the Yao Han's cold gaze, Zhang Zan feels perplexed.
I only accepted a student, do you have to go this far? He made it seem as though I am an unpardonable criminal who is the source of all evil in this world. The problem is that he didn't do anything at all. Forget it. There is still time left today. Let's see if I can recruit a few more students. The more students under my tutelage, the more resources I will receive. There are many different levels to the teachers of Hongtian Academy. Every year, an assessment of the teachers would be conducted based on the conditions of their students. The number of the student they have, the pace of their improvement, their results in all kinds of competitions. The teachers are reliant on these to be promoted. The higher their level, the resources a teacher would get would increase exponentially. Naturally, the same goes for the resources their student would receive as well. This is probably what it means by the teacher and the students advancing as one. Right now, he has only accepted 3 students. He might be able to retain his position as a teacher, but if one were to talk about qualifications, he is still the last in the entire school. In order for him to advance, he could only continue recruiting more students. Ellipsis 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 ellipsis. Zheng Yang, don't be too disappointed. Wang Chao Lao Shi was the only one who rejected you. You don't have to be so depressed. 2 youths are walking on the pavement in the academy. The youth in front is currently trying to console the one behind. Mo Shao, you were accepted, of course you don't feel anything saying those words. How about you try getting rejected? Zheng Yang frowns, unhappy at his friend's words of consolation. Cough cough, don't say that. There are still a lot of excellent teachers in the academy. There isn't a need for you to choose Wang Chao Lao Shi out of them all. The youth in front scratches his head in embarrassment. There's no need to choose him? It is easy for you to say. Since young, we have been training in the way of the spear, and the spear has already become a part of our body. It is something we are unable to discard anymore. The best teacher in the art of the spear in Hongtian Academy is Wang Chao Lao Shi. Now that you were accepted by him while I was rejected, is it possible for me to not get depressed? Zheng Yang rages. That. Mo Xiao didn't know how he should reply to such a question. In Hantian Academy, different teachers have different specialization. Some of them specialize in fists while some of them specialize in sabers.
Wang Chao Lao Shi is well known for his capability in imparting the way of the spear.
He is considered as one of the better teachers even considering the entire academy. The both of them joined the examinations together in a hope to become his disciples. However, one of them passed while the other one failed. It is natural that the one who failed would feel gloomy. There is a classroom there. How about we take a look? Unsure about how he should resolve this awkward situation, Mo Xiao suddenly sees a classroom not too far away and points towards it. I'm not going. Zheng Yang shakes his head. Let's go and take a look. What if this teacher is also skilled in imparting the way of the spear as well? Mo Xiao consoles. Anyway, you have nothing to lose just by visiting it.
All right. Although he is unwilling, Zheng Yang still follows Mo Xiao into the room.
The person inside the room in Zhangzan. He is just about to go outside to recruit some fresh blood when he sees two youths walking in. Nice to meet you, teacher. Mo Xiao bows. Zhangzan widens his eyes slightly. Are you here to look for a teacher? Yes, this is my brother. He is extremely formidable, especially with his spear. In the younger generation, there are few who can compete against him. I hope that teacher can guide him. Mo Xiao says hurriedly. Mo Xiao. Zheng Yang pulls the sleeves of his good brother. What is it? Mo Xiao asks in confusion. Look at the surroundings. Zheng Yang frowns. This classroom is extremely narrow. From the looks of it, it could only fit 10 people or so. It is obviously a small classroom. The size of the classroom is representative of the capability of the teacher. The teachers who are ranked in the top few have classrooms the size of a field, allowing more than hundreds of students to cultivate and train at the same time. In comparison to that, this classroom is just like the size of a palm. The teacher of this classroom is probably only of average standard. It's indeed quite small. Mo Xiao notices the size of the room and his heart beats. Ge Deng. Initially, he wanted to help soothe the stifled emotions in his best friend's heart. Yet, unwittingly, he came to this kind of location. If the teacher's standard is really subpar, not only will the stifled emotions not disappear, it might even weigh heavier on his heart. Demonstrate your ability with the spear. Seemingly oblivious to the secret conversation taking place between the two, Zhangzan says calmly. Since we came here, we might as well have this teacher guide you for a bit, since there's nothing to lose. If his standard is really bad, we could just refuse to acknowledge him and leave. Seeing the look of hesitation on Zheng Yang's face, Mo Xiao persuades him. Zheng Yang nods his head. Other than some exceptionally popular teacher that most students set their eyes on, when most teachers choose their own students, their students are allowed to examine the capabilities of the teachers as well. After thinking it through, Zheng Yang immediately retrieves the spear from his back and fixes the multiple parts together.
Weng.
With the long spear in his hands, Zheng Yang's expression changes instantly, just like the intimidating glint of the sharp edge of an unsheathed blade. Su 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 su. The long spear stabs forward and a sonic waves boom. The entire room sounds as though it is being torn apart and a strong gust of wind whips up in the surroundings. Experts are identifiable the moment they make a move. This Zheng Yan, although he may not be considered too strong, but his prowess with the spear is indeed quite not bad. Hoo! The tip of his spear tremors and strikes the rock pillar not too far away. A light reverberation lingers in the air and numbers appear on the pillar.
110.
To think it would be more than 100 kilograms. Just by the destructive prowess itself, even a one-dan fighter Juxi realm pinnacle would be unable to take the blow. Teacher, please offer me some pointers. With his spear held vertically beside him, Zhang Yang stands upright without a hint of nervousness or tiredness as he looks at Zhang Zan impassively. Truthfully, just by the size of the classroom, he doesn't hold high expectations for this teacher. He thinks that his standard would at most be of average. As though proving his point, the teacher before him squints his eye. It is difficult to fathom what he might be thinking. He only slowly opens his eyes after hearing his words. He turns to look at him with a faint hint of a smile on his lips. "You are emotionally wounded? That is, you have been dumped before?" After thinking it through, Zhang Yang immediately retrieves the spear from his back and fixes the multiple parts together.